Today's class, we're going to focus on down dog. We're going to spend some time in downward facing dog and just looking at some adjustments or how we can make it comfortable for you and what we're looking at stretching when we're there. Start off, come up to all fours and we'll do some cat and cows. So wrists under your shoulders, knees under your hips, then look up, hips back, shrug your shoulders back so you're dropping your chest. Then look down, tuck your hips under, drive your chest through your back and keep going. As you breathe, inhale up, exhale down. Pay extra attention to your hips here. So as we're bringing them out behind us, just think about what you're using there. And as you bring them out under, or bring them under, you're stretching your lower back. Just think about those hip movements, how your legs feel, how your hips feel and everything as you're doing this, because we're going to use that shortly when we're talking about down dog. Good, then some natural movements here as you sat back, maybe rock from side to side, see how that feels. That's obviously going to change on your lower back where that stretches and feel nice in some areas hopefully. Good, then forwards, same thing, cat and cows in front, see how that is. Good. All right, from here, just walk your hands forwards, keep your knees kind of under your hips. Stretch out your lats here. I'm really tight here today, so this was great. Just drop your chest, open everything out. And then here, in a couple of breaths, we're going to do those cat and cows, but like my hands are out, same thing. So look towards your hips, tuck them under. Then look up and back, and just a few of them. Start to think about your back as you're doing this. So when I'm here with my hips out behind me, obviously my back's not straight. When I'm here with my hips directly under me, obviously my back's not straight. And then kind of between the two, I feel like I've got quite a straight back. So just think about that when you're here. Again, we'll use that later. And then again, just go from side to side. Feel any movements change there. I feel it more down the side that I'm turning down towards the mat. Good. Coming up to all fours now. And then just step back to plank. Then from here, we're going to bend the knees, lift the hips back behind us as the shoulders go down into whatever you feel like a down dog feels like, and however you're comfortable in a down dog position. And then we're going to think about those cat and cows from here, or those cat and cows we were doing with our hands forward. So tuck your hips directly under and then bring them out behind you. As you bring them out behind you, now that our legs are straighter, you'll feel that more in the hamstrings. Then as you tuck, you're going to feel that more in the lower back, and just do that a few times to feel the difference. You might even, as you bring your hips out behind you, you might even feel it stretch your lats if you're dropping your chest more. Good. One more of each. And then, good, come down to your knees. See how the wrists feel, what we've just been doing. Obviously, we've had some weight in our hands, so see if the wrists are nice and warm and how that feels now. Good, then we'll come back. All right, let's check out that down dog again. Little bit of a bend in the knees though here. You don't have to straighten your legs perfectly. But now try and imagine that straight back. So going between the cat and cow motion here, somewhere between the two, you're going to have a nice and straight back. And that's what we want here. A lot of people think, oh, you have to straighten your legs and then their back curves. But if you bend your knees and straighten your legs, you're going to be, hopefully, a lot more comfortable here. And because I'm bringing my hips out behind slightly to straighten my back, I can actually feel a bit of a stretch in my hamstrings, even though I've got a bend in my knees. And then from here, just bend your left knee, drop your right heel, and push the back of your right knee back. Then bend your right knee, same thing. So back of the left knee and left heel drops. Just really slow walking on the spot. Another thing we do when we're here, we run on the spot, we do this. It's like, no, take your time, slow it down. Feel that stretch before you move on. Good. Drop down to all fours again and just bring your shoulders above your hips here, hands on the lower back, and just drive your hips forwards. Good. Shrug your shoulders back here, pinch your shoulder blades together on your back, just feel a nice stretch going through the front. All right, let's come back down into down dog. So tuck your toes, lift your hips back up, and then same thing here, walking on the spot. See if your down dog's starting to open out. Then we'll talk about the shoulders. You know, you don't want to be pushing down heavy on the mat with your head up here. All right, just drive your chest down slightly, let your head hang. See if you're comfortable there, or more comfortable there than you were before. Again, these aren't set rules, but let's just see how you feel with each one of these, and you might keep a few of these details. Walking on the spot, and then start to turn. So as I straighten that right leg, I'm going to try and turn my right hip out. Then as I straighten my left leg, I'm going to try my left hip out and look under my left armpit. Then right, look under, and you feel your sides stretching out here, just like when we first were sitting back in down dog, on all fours, and just twisting. You should feel similar things. Should start to feel really good here. Nice. Bend the knees together, then straighten together slightly, and see how that feels. Good. And I'm really starting to kind of stretch the backs of my legs here, starting to feel really good, which is exactly what we want here. And I can feel it in my shoulders as well, just obviously keeping me up, that stability. The other thing with the shoulders here, don't be, you know, don't sort of relax with them. Try and have a bit of drive with your shoulders here. It's going to keep you firm, keep you comfortable here, keep you set up. If you're too relaxed, it's going to start to feel really sore. You know, try and use everything you've got here. So just drive your shoulders a little bit into that, and I feel much more comfortable there than if I'm just like almost like dropping into it. I'm not a fan of that. I like this draw through and tucking my elbows down, biceps forward a little bit. That's what I like. So try all these different details. As I said, we're spending a little while here, so why not? Good. Then start to walk forwards, so little steps forwards. Each time you can straighten the leg, or you can keep a little bend in it. Just see whatever feels good as you're walking forwards. All right, if you're keeping a bend, it's probably because your hamstrings are tight and you can already feel a stretch. So just stop wherever you're happy, and then let your head hang and your hands just drape forwards. Breathe in here. All right, walk your feet out slightly, sit your hips back and down into a squat. Just keeping a nice calm breath going here. And then again, hips back up, hands down into that fold. Maybe step your hands forwards, and then walk your feet, not your hands, feet back into dog. Okay, maybe you've had a curve back until now, so see if you can straighten that back slightly. Bend the knees, settle into that, and breathe. All right, forwards into plank. Good, set your plank, bend your knees, hips back into dog, or whatever dog feels like for you. Maybe trying those things we've discussed. Then we'll go forwards to plank again, and then back to dog. Think about your hips, think about your shoulders. Try and get a straight back, a little bend in the knees. Maybe drop your heels a bit so you can feel a stretch. But it's got to feel good for you, so try and find something that does. Nice. And then drop to your knees, hands back slightly. Just drop the front of your hips down towards the mat. If few breaths here. And then seat yourself back. So just a more focused class in a pose, but with plenty to do. A few little pointers just to see if we can make your down dog feel a bit more comfortable. I'm not saying you have to take everything on board. These are the things that make me comfortable and the things I think about here. So hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, leave me a comment and I will see you in the next one.